Hey everybody, I'm Nick Slavic. I'm the proprietor of the Nick Slavic Painting and Restoration Company. I'm also the host of this show, Ask a Painter Live. It's a weekly live Facebook show where anybody can ask any question, business-wise, coding science, processes. If I don't have the answer, this is the biggest, best community of craftspeople, painters, business owners in the world to answer that. And we also have Chris Shank with us too.
Hey.
No, Chris is the education guy from the PCA. He's one of the industry's biggest assets. He's a deep, heavy thinker, and we're very fortunate to have him. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take you guys and Chris Shank on a tour of the Slavic House project, since this is the first show, first of many, from the brand new Slavic House. This is going to be my temporary home with my family for a little while. And then we're going to get to the contractor question of the week, which is Chris Shank.
Okay, contractor question of the week. What does it look like for an apprentice on their first day at your company?
Lots of tears. But first, before we get to that, I'll take you on a quick tour here. So I was sitting in my little office, sitting on a 5-gallon bucket, as I often do. But this is my kitchen, my future kitchen. You can see the kitchen cabinets. That's the island laid out right there with an electrical wire sticking out of the floor. And that blue tape around the perimeter is kitchen cabinets. We're going to have no upper kitchen cabinets. It's just going to be a huge open floor plan.
Ooh.
So we have a big open area here. This is a 30-foot by 40-foot open area. It's just going to be living space.
Oh, wow.
Big old monster place. One of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing completed the most is going to be the wall of glass behind me there. So that is a 20-foot patio door unit that overlooks our wilderness back there. So that's going to be really cool.
So cool.
We have laundry room way back there, mud room here with a closet. We have bathroom here, utility room behind that. Big old 2-stall garage. We got some temporary heat going right now to cure all the concrete. We got miles of tubing underneath the floor to provide heat. And this is going to be cool, Chris. You're going to get familiar with this place. This is my war room. So this is a monster place. That's going to be a window right there. My stand-up desk is going to be right under it. And I'm going to be broadcasting a lot from this room here. So this is going to be a fun one.
You get a stand-up desk, huh?
Oh, yeah. You know, I got one now in my office. I like it a lot. So we kind of actually built a window around it here so that I can look out at my food plot at the critters too. So there's going to be a monster TV on that wall over there, big conference room table. And this is where my entire company is going to meet every Monday morning here. Wow. So when we talk about an apprentice's first day, it's going to be right there in that room.
Nice.
Cool. Last thing. Oh, go ahead.
How many acres of wilderness?
We got 20 acres. We got woods, pond, creek, wetland, prairie, and food plot. So it's a mini Minnesota.
Wow, I definitely want to visit sometime.
Dude, yeah. So this place is gonna actually be set up for visitors, for everybody else, because we got a lot of people coming through, and this is gonna be the place where everybody kind of gathers. You know, craftspeople from all over the country. It's gonna be a blast. So. Back corner, we got 3 bedrooms. So big old master suite, 2 other bedrooms back there. And so this is fun. The plumbers and the electricians are out to lunch right now. Otherwise, we'd probably be listening to polka music here because it's Friday. So, So, Chris Shank, thanks for bearing with me. It's a lot of fun. You know how excited I am about this place because this is going to be an amazing hub for not only my family, but my company, Ask a Painter, for everything else, and I couldn't be more excited.
That's really could. I mean, I think it's a good setup. I think it's also interesting that you're blending your business and your personal. I mean, are they close together? Yep. Is it going to be closer, you think, than what you're doing now and how you operate?
Yeah, so I have a 100-year-old house in town about 2 miles away, and there's this separation where, people don't see me walking around in my not painting clothes, and they don't do this. And there's going to be a chance that, when we have our war room meeting every Monday, my kids are going to be playing Legos right on the other side of the wall. So it's going to be a little more blending of that sort of thing. But there's lots to talk about, and there's way more developments to come with all that stuff. It's an open thought. And there's lots of things changing. So yeah, we should probably get to that contractor question of the week here, huh?
Yeah. So what does a first day for an apprentice look like? What I think what does a first week look like might be an extension of that as well.
Yeah, and a lot of times people say that too, like, "Hey, Nick, just share your onboarding process with me." And the onboarding process is a complicated thing because by the time you get to the onboarding process, you've done weeks and months of work to get a good person through a good process to that point. So by the time you get to onboarding, you're just so excited to have this person on board. You want to get them in there. So what the process looks like is, normally everybody sees my ads. I get somebody who that speaks to, and we have a quick phone conversation just to feel them out a little bit. If I get a good feeling from them, we sit down and do an interview. I then have them take a personality assessment. I benchmark that off of my ideal craftsman personality assessment. And then if they pass all that, they come to the company. And day one, without exception, is Monday morning, 8 a.m. in the war room with the rest of the company. I want their first interaction. I want them to feel the family atmosphere, the culture that we've created here. And there's no better place to do it than on Monday morning when the entire company meets.
Just go to the wall. Just
well, and we're always really we are very intentional about like soft boarding them into the company too, which is the week previous, my one of my two production managers will be like doing the technical onboarding side. So W4, I-9, we order all their pants, their shirts, their sweatshirts, we get them hat, we get them respirator, we get them a tool pouch, so they're already having contact. It's not like they emerge out of the wilderness and they're all of a sudden a painter in this company. Over the first weekend before they start working, we're actually on our Slack page and they're on it too. And as a company, we all welcome them in. We say, hey, everybody, Nathan's starting Monday. Everybody say hi to Nathan, and Nathan will hop on and say, hey guys, I'm really interested in coming here, super nervous. And everybody's like, oh yeah, no problem, so.
Nice. Love it. I think that you have a really good way of integrating people into your team and making sure that they are equipped, that you're not rushing, and it's not so. Orlando and I were talking about this the other day. Like sometimes we think of our businesses as machines and not as bodies, and we need to think of it more as the living organism that it is, because people are involved, feelings are involved.
I have to stop you there because I'm having deja vu from our last thing when you put some poetry out and then I read it and then you referenced it during it. I messaged Orlando. I enjoyed your guys' conversation so much. I messaged him so much and said, thank you for saying that everybody is not robots and processes and systems. That do that, have your systems, but work the people. If you have the choice to make deep interpersonal connections with the people around you or have a bulletproof process, I would always pick the human side.
Interesting. Yeah, very clearly. I think that's the way you guys work for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the whole.
After our Monday morning war room meeting, we send them off to Tina, craftsperson Tina. Tina's actually watching the show right now. She is my second most senior craftsperson, an insanely good human being, and an insanely thoughtful practitioner of this craft that we all love. And she runs the training brigade. We kind of oscillate between calling it the training platoon or the training brigade, but we send her all the new recruits because she is the best teacher we have. We got good teachers in this company, but she loves it and she's really good. And basically they stay with her as long as we feel that they need, unless we're bursting at the seams elsewhere and we need to make other crews out of people. But yeah, otherwise they stay with Tina, and Tina revolves around these job sites where she sometimes has, somewhere between 2 and 6 people at any one time that she's training. And she has this beautiful way of taking a job site, running it to her standards. It goes a little bit over budget sometimes, but that's planned. There's a cost of training. But we get these love notes from the clients saying, oh my God, Tina's the best. The people with her were the best. We love your guys' work. So she has a special way of gaining the trust of the client while training people in lived-in houses.
Wow, that's amazing. Is she going to be at the expo?
She will not be at the expo. We are looking at for the next 2 years. Stop it, Chris Shank. At a craftsmanship forum, I brought like 4 of my people one time, which is unheard of in this industry. So what we're doing is we're finding events that are a little closer to home, so that they have to take off work too, and so we're trying to find some close places over the next 2 years that I can start dabbling in my leadership team and my craftspeople.
Nice. So she's going to hold down the fort while you're gone, though, huh?
Yes, absolutely. And her wisdom, her maturity, her experience, and all this stuff. She's just like this calm, guiding hand. And Tina's awesome. She is representative of everybody else in this company too. We have these decent human beings, and amazing things happens with them when you make an environment that's warm and conducive. We all trust each other. It's a warm learning environment, and people just blossom. Because my company, Chris. There's only a couple people who have ever painted before in their lives before they come to me, and people get really nervous about that. And you got to get them to put their sword and shield down and learn.
Right. I think you probably do really good at that. Well, I'm interested in hearing more about not just how you onboard, but how you train. I know at the expo you're going to be talking more about that with Modern Apprenticeship Part Duh. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, man. So you saw my first time I ever gave that one. And there's a few little tweaks I need to make. Also, the one thing that you didn't see in that is we were still finishing up 2019. I now have pure, unstepped on, beautiful data from the entire year of 2019. And I have that one little thing because, I actually told people what the experiments made, how it affected profit and revenue and morale. And now I have the number for the end of the year where I actually say, because of all these experiments, because of all these people, this is what it equaled for me at the end of the year.
Perfect. People love numbers, Nick.
Whether they want to admit it or not, data is a beautiful thing, and it's comforting to all of us.
Yes, it is. I sleep every night with just numbers under my head. Just
on a
numbers.
Pillow of data.
Pure and abstract numbers.
I just love it, man. I love it. So, Chris, thank you so much for doing this. I know that we tried to broadcast from my historic theater restoration in downtown Minneapolis, and number one, technology failed us. Number two, they were sawing concrete, and if that wasn't enough, they were jackhammering holes through concrete behind us. So I said, you know what, Chris Shank, let's get the tablet, let's drive back to the Slavic House, and let's do this again. So thank you.
Absolutely. You should definitely sometime on your page or wherever share pictures of what I saw. It's amazing what you guys are working on over there.
Yeah, it's a fun project, and I get a kick out of stuff like that. So.
Yep. Cool.
All right, man. Thanks for doing that. Say hi to everybody at HQ, and we're going to be seeing you guys soon at the expo.
Absolutely. Thanks, Nick.
See you, buddy. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching here. And as always, thanks for Chris for joining us. So we're going to get after it again next week. We're going to have a bunch of interesting shows for you guys, and obviously more shows from the Slavic House here coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll talk to you soon.